And we ducks, it's Simon here. Welcome back to the Hermit's Cave. Hope everybody's having a great day and a good start to the week. I'm here with a mug of coffee. I've drank half of it in preparation for this video. And a new deck that I knew very little about. Firstly, I have to apologise to the creator of this because they reached out to me in October. I can remember where I was at Glastonbury, and they reached out and said, we've got this oracle deck that we think you would like. It's called 13 Sacred Nights. And they provided a link, and I looked at the images and read about it, and I thought, this is right up my street. It aligns perfectly with my own spiritual practice. I'll tell you a little bit about how the deck works and its structure in a moment. But as you can see, it's created by Lara J, and it's a yearly solstice tradition. And it contains a guidebook as well as, I think it's 52 cards, 52 oracle cards. But the idea is that it's designed around the ancient midwinter tradition of the 13 sacred nights, which begin on 24th of December, which a lot of people will know as or refer to as Christmas Eve. But it's the night after the winter solstice. So each of the 13 nights carries a significant meaning. It feels really, really heavy. I'll read the back. It's on, actually, flip it like that. It's on upside down. But it says includes 52 cards and a 272 page guidebook. That's probably why this feels so heavy. Reclaim the true magic of the solstice season. And the reason why I said I really need to apologise is because it did take about 4 weeks to come. And then when it arrived, which was about 2 weeks ago, I thought I need to do this at the beginning of December to give people enough time to buy it if they want to use it as part of their practice this year. And I've just been overwhelmed with decks that I've got to review that kind of came in before this, like Destiny and things like that. So I'm getting around to it now, and hopefully there's still plenty of time. But it says, a beautiful ritual with the potential to transform your life. Robert Peng, Qigong master and author of the Master Key. That's a quote from Robert Peng. Receive divine guidance and co-create a meaningful roadmap for the coming year with this magical winter solstice oracle. Inspired by ancient wisdom and the rhythms of nature, this 13-night practice invites you into the womb of winter, where radiant darkness and potent stillness create a sacred space for reflection and intention setting. I mean, already I'm in. Over the 13 nights, you'll nurture the rebirth of your own inner radiance, aligning with cosmic cycles and the return of the light on the horizon. The richly illustrated cards and full colour guidebook featuring animals, herbs and crystals are designed as helpful tools for tapping into your inner wisdom, awakening your creative potential and strengthening your connection with the divine. Let the 13 Sacred Nights Oracle inspire you to slow down and embrace the season of darkness as you set the stage for the year of growth, harmony and synchronicity. Step into the deeper, more nourishing holiday tradition and join the movement to return the soul to the solstice. Beautifully written. So it's in a 2-part glossy box, quite sturdy. It reminds me of like perhaps the old oracle boxes that Blue Angel would do for their oracles. Very sturdy. We have to do the little knock, don't we? Then we've got the book, which is quite a chunky book. It's full colour as well. The artwork just looks amazing in this set. to my teacher. Oh, that's nice. There's a dedication there. It came out in some parts of the world in September, in others in November. So it is split into different sections, and I think night 1 represents the entire coming year. Although where does it show that? Night 1. But anyway, we'll look at the pairings first. We've got animal spirit cards, herb spirit cards, and mineral spirit cards. But the 13 nights are laid out with night 1, so which would be on the 24th of December. The card you pull on that night represents the entire coming year, or cards. Night 2 to 13 each correspond with 1 month of the year ahead. And the deck is divided into 3 elemental groups of 26 animals, 13 herbs, and 13 crystals. So I quite like that. So I would shuffle that. I mean, you can pull as many cards as you want, really, can't you? But the first night is the entire coming year. And then nights 2 to 13, those further 12 nights, is each corresponds to each month of the year ahead. I know lots of people at this time of year, as the year comes to a close, the calendar year at least, like to do year ahead spreads. I always used to do them at New Year, but I think it'll be fun to use this deck to do it for the 13 Sacred Nights. So pagan roots of the 13 Sacred Nights practice. As far back as we can peer into human history, humans have observed the Winter Solstice. Yeah. So that tells you a little bit about the history and tradition of the 13 Sacred Nights. What is the practice of the 13 Sacred Nights? So it's a spiritual practice with roots in ancient pagan ritual, serving as an invitation to honour the rhythms of nature, align with the patterns of the cosmos, celebrate the solstice season, turn inward, awaken occult powers, know the true self, consciously co-create, plant dream seeds in the fertile soil of the darkness, remember one's future, walk through a doorway into the unseen world of energy and spirit, rendezvous with the divine, luxuriate in a nice long bath in the infinite waters of the void, and dive into the womb of winter. Experience a stirring of the light within, witness the rebirth of the light eternally and internally, and reconnect, receive, replenish, and rest. So this looks like it's going to be how exactly does it work. So a very practical guide here. This looks like it's going to be a really nice spiritual tool. How to use the Oracle deck. Lots of information. And then additional card spreads you can do. Simple card spreads, cut in the deck, frequently asked questions. So yeah, and then we go into the cards themselves. All right, let's take the cards out. Ooh, they're stuck. Oh, look at that. That's actually glued to the box. Oh dear, don't want to damage it. I think that's okay. I think it's okay. Yeah, it's fine. Well, that looks like a familiar back. Let's cut through this. Okay, and then we will bring, that's not a brilliant, looks like the stick has come out from underneath and it's turned upwards and stuck to the cards, but I'll sort that out later. Let's, oh, the band as well. Look how the band does that on the cards. Let's bring the camera down. Yeah, so as you can see here, it's a real bugbear of mine. When they put the bands on that tightly, it just damages the cards. Why would we do that? No, don't put them on too tight. Anyway, these are the backs, which is a full moon, beautiful starry sky, nighttime, trees, beautiful. They are a glossy cardstock. They feel like a pretty standard like I said, a Blue Angel type deck. Against a tarot, you can see it's much bigger and wider, what I would call a very traditional kind of oracle sized deck. The publisher is one I haven't heard of before. They're called Beyond Words is the publisher of this deck. Okay, so let's have a look at some of these images. So we have Arctic Fox. So I think the first, was it 26 cards are animal cards. And you can see that this deck, oh look at that, the Arctic Fox, I just spotted it. I was like, Arctic Fox, there it is at the top. We have Bat. It's rooted strongly in earth-based spirituality. Bear, as well as obviously seasonal wind. I'm such a child, stop it. Bumblebee. Crow. It's a beautiful image. Here's our deer. Oh, sorry about that. Don't know what's happening out there. Dolphin. Dragonfly. Yeah, so as I said, rooted in earth-based spirituality, seasonal wisdom, natural cycles of life, and draws upon the old European solstice traditions. And it makes it therefore attuned to the wheel of the year, particularly following the guidance in the book. I love this. They like little sprites, a little fae or something. And the idea is by following the 13 sacred nights, the practice itself encourages us to slow down during this festive season when everything is pretty sped up, stepping away from, you know, the hustle and bustle, and sinking into reflection, intuition, stillness, and intention setting, particularly as we're looking at the year ahead, if we follow this practice that the book provides. I mean, I live it above a shopping mall, as a lot of you know, and this time of the year, I can't wait to get home. It is heaving down there. And as soon as I step in the lift and the door closes, I'm like, oh, peace. Rabbit. Well, she's underground. Yeah, so it looks like it provides a framework that blends inner work with nature-led symbolism. Seahorse, snake, spider. Oh, look at that tortoise. That's a beautiful image. Wolf. Okay. So we then move on to I think, is it herbs, did they say? Yeah, herb cards. There's 13 and 13 crystal cards as well. Dandelions, beautiful. Wow, look at that. I mean, I guess you could still use the 13 sacred nights as a template with any deck, couldn't you? Because this deck aside, you know, the sacred nights and the whole ethos behind it beautifully aligns with my own spiritual leanings anyway. You know, my connection to seasonal living, following the wheel of the year, but also my daily, weekly, monthly card pulls throughout the year. So then we move into crystals. I think the ritual as well is very accessible, particularly for those who want to bring some structure, meaning and sacredness into their darker winter nights. Isn't that a gorgeous image? Oops. And there we have it. That's the 52 cards. So we have half of the deck is animals and the other half is split between herbs and crystals, 26, 13 and 13, making a 52 card deck. Angelica. So let me know your thoughts. I've never seen this before, but I was pleased when they reached out, particularly when I read about what the 13 sacred nights were. Do you like the artwork? Do you like the concept? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching and for being here. And until next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.